James, give us a brief rundown. What's in it? What motor?
3 litres of crap.
Yeah.
Swing suspension.
Giddy up, cowgirls.
An open diff. Everything that makes a good sports car what it is.
Welcome back to another episode of our Z31 300ZX build. Now today we're at Sydney Motorsport Park, and if you've ever wondered how a 30-year-old nugget goes around a track, well, it's not very well, but we're about to show you an in-depth look at exactly how terrible it is. Now I just thought I'd show you something. I've come prepared. I'm wearing my boat shoes, so I'm perfectly suited to jump in this boat and give it a couple of burns. We've teamed up, of course, with the guys here at Driving Solutions, and we thought, hey, we're about to do a full Z31 300ZX build where we change pretty much everything that makes it a Z31, but we thought, hey, why don't we come down, we'll set a base lap time, we'll see how the car performs and see exactly what it does. Now, we brought James here because this Z31's unpredictable at the best of times. We thought, heck, maybe something will go wrong, maybe something won't, who knows? Now, the car has got one or two things done to it. James, what have we done to the car before coming to the track?
Mate, all we've done is get rid of all the sound deadening, which the guys would have seen in the last episode.
Yep.
We've got our 2 Sparco seats in there, our 2 Velo 6-point harnesses, and our Bonds 6-point roll cage.
Beautiful.
Momo steering wheel as well, but beyond that, mate, it's as we bought it.
30-year-old shocks, 30-year-old wheels, 30-year-old brakes, and well, it's a 30-year-old engine, but it's sort of behaving like it's 130, so we'll see how that goes today. But we're going to grab James Stewart from Driving Solutions and put him in the hot seat of this thing and see what lap times he can produce and see exactly how the car feels. And then guess what? You're going to come with us as we turn this car into an absolute track monster with all sorts of power, all sorts of suspension gear going on. We've got some other very cool stuff planned, and then we're going to see what lap time it does once it's all done. But for now, I reckon we let this thing warm up. Well, let's see if it starts first. We'll let it warm up. We'll get James in the hot seat. I might jump in with him and we'll go for a couple of laps.
You're a brave man.
All right, I think she'll come good, I have faith. There you go. It's like a race motor, it takes a few cranks.
So let's go for a drive in the old lovely Z.
So
even on the outlap, let's come in, have a bit of a break.
Okay, yeah.
The pedals aren't the best to try and get a bit of heel and toe in.
Yeah.
And then coming through, and look at the feel that.
She's a tail happy little girl.
Well, I haven't worked out if it's clutch, slip or diff or what's the go with it, but
something's not quite right, but that's beside the point.
Oh, it's not stopping us from driving it.
That's right, we're having a good time.
And it's basically like the old SS Minnow. You come into a corner, you turn the wheel, and then you wait for the contact to come. So even coming downhill here, feel the suspension load up, and then you're just trying to drive it through. Now you've got to remember, these aren't the flashiest tyres in the world. I think they were ones that were standard.
They're certainly not, no.
And then even as you're coming through turn 5 here, using all the track and feeling the suspension just slop and slide over.
God, it's a sloppy girl.
Mate, it's like a fat kid eating an ice cream.
That's right, it's like me eating an ice cream.
So even coming through here, turn it in, nice tight. But the big thing is, for the speed that we've got at the moment, it's actually quite a nice ride. Especially the ergonomics that the guys have already done. Proper steering wheel, nice seats, harnesses. It gives you that comfort and the drivability to feel comfortable in the car.
That's right, because one of the key focuses was we obviously want to be comfortable for a long period of time. So how do you think with the seat and the wheel, the roll cage, the pedals, how's it all feel?
The pedals are the only thing that is the weak link at the moment. Just a little bit too far apart to get a good heel and toe in.
Sure.
I'm doing my best with my fat feet, but realistically, getting just some pedal plates on there will make the world of difference.
Okay. Beautiful.
Even coming through this combination here, it even gets a little bit tail happy as you turn in. So coming in just on the brakes.
You can feel that a little bit of wandering.
And then feel it sort of rolling on. And even as we come down and drop into the camber, feel the body roll.
There's a lot. That back wheel is just about off the ground, I reckon.
Well, it's lucky with 2 athletes like us, it's probably as ground as it's ever been.
That's true.
So even coming down the straight, the first couple of times, you're getting so much dust from the build in your eyes. So we're still picking about just over 180 down the straight. And then basically hoping that you've lived a good life.
That's right. Well, because the brakes in this thing are 30 years old and they're absolutely flogged. So I reckon if you were carrying a lot more speed, you'd end up through that tyre wall and up that hill somewhere.
I reckon without a doubt. So like we're trying to get through, and I was tipping in around 140 at the apex here, and still holding the breath.
Sure.
It's probably the slowest I've ever been, hoping that we're going to get in there.
Dare I say it, it's disgusting. It feels vague, and it's not overly confidence inspiring.
Well, I like how you sent me out to say, just go do a lap.
Here's the keys to our totally shocking car. Do a fast lap was the words I gave him, and well.
And I wouldn't even like to call it a lukewarm lap.
No, this.
But the thing is, the process and the excitement for what it can be is probably the big thing. Like at the end of the day, you think about tyres, wheels, brakes, and who knows what you're going to bolt into the front of it. It's something to get excited about. Because there is very few cars that have this stature. And realistically, it is a head turner from wherever you look at with it.
No, that's right. It's one of those unloved models that I think we've sort of decided it's got a lot of promise. I'd love to know if it's tyres or clutch.
It's by the little black mark that we left, it's tyres.
That's delightful, but there's a certain smell of, something.
Well, I'd like to think that it was clutch or tyres. But realistically, big fella, I think we need to stop and have a toilet break.
I agree. We'll pull in the next lap, quick stop in the pits, and we'll be back out. Well, I think that was a pretty surprising outcome, I think. What do you reckon?
In the capacity that it survived, it drove back under its own power. It would probably go back on the trailer under its own power.
I was expecting the piston to end up somewhere in the atmosphere, or at least a bit of clutch material to be in my foot, but it's here. It drove to this point.
I think it did about as well as we kind of expected it to.
That's right.
It's not quick.
No, it's by no stretch of the imagination. Now, I think the quickest lap time that James, our driver, managed to get out of this, well, it started at a 2:18 and he got it down to about a 2:14.
2:14.6.
Leaves a lot to be desired, that's for sure. But we're going to do something drastic about that, and we're going to really kick this thing in the guts in the next couple of episodes. So, what do you reckon we try and load this back onto the trailer, get it home in one piece?
I think that's a good idea, mate.
Start pulling it apart, hey?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, good. And there's only one place you're going to see all the action of the Z31 project that we're doing here, and that's, of course, Sparesbox HQ. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share all the stuff you see on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't miss a second of the action.